before. I'm just basically looking for this in a PDF form, but I'm not finding it. But I thought maybe I could spend a minute and share it. For those of you who don't know, Microcosm is a very small publisher, or actually, let's say somewhat small publisher. They actually have hundreds of books, but they're like punk rock vegan cooking up here. Basic fermentation. Defensive eating with Morrissey. I don't know what that means.
But I would read that at least.
Yeah. But this catalog, this is their catalog, and there's several dozen books on just here, and I'm sure this is just their most recent stuff. So I guess to call them a small publisher, I don't know if that's fair or not, but
yeah.
But I want to run through some of this because sometimes I like what they've done, because I think what they've tried to do is show that there are a lot of steps even for a small publisher in getting a book done or getting a book published. Mm-hmm. Because it's so big and because I can't find a PDF, I won't be able to share too much of it, but I'll read some of it. This first one is Jess, can you read that? You can play a little bit of tag.
Let's see. I'm gonna go to speaker view. Most publishers are editorially driven, focusing on books that are compellingly written. Microcosm is reader-oriented, focusing on books about topics people are hungry for more of. I love these drawings. I want to draw like that. Look at these beautiful colors.
I like your drawings, Jess.
Oh, thanks.
I'll read a couple more, and then every once in a while I'll give Jess a good one.
This is fun.
Each book begins with an idea from the author, or maybe us. Most writers begin with an idea they had a long time ago. But holding on to ideas from a long time ago doesn't make them percolate. The best ideas combine the author's current personal obsessions or expertise and an unmet need among potential readers. So let's just look at that image. There's our potential reader.
Yeah.
There she is, not finding what she wants. To test your idea, research it at the bookstore. To succeed, every new book has to replace another on the shelf. That's an interesting concept that you don't really think about. You always think about what books you're going to be next to, but you never think what book you're going to replace, right? Ooh. So there it says, what books might yours replace? What books might it be sitting next to? Okay.
Ernesto's a writer, and earlier today he said, I want to be the Eddie Money of short fiction, because we were listening to like a good song and we're like, this is just a totally solid song.
Eddie Money of what kind of fiction?
The Eddie Money of short fiction.
Short fiction. Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's ambitious or not.
I'll let you read those 3 panels.
I feel like I'm taking an eye exam. How much do these other books cost? What are the author's qualifications? Who are the publishers? How long have they been around? How could your book fit in? How could it stand out? Bounce your idea off potential readers, not your friends and family if they only tell you how great your ideas are. And Jim brought that up. I feel like we're sometimes real soft in the network, like, you're doing a great job, Brand. Would people buy this book for themselves or as a gift? How much would they pay for it? What would it need to have inside it to make their purchase worthwhile? I like the family in the doorway with the child, like they're contemplating how to invest their money in books.
The museum or something.
Are they?
I don't know.
I'm getting like World War II vibes, like they're by the radio listening how to be good people or something.
This is kind of like what governor was it in New York City who during World War II read the funny papers to the people over the radio?
Oh, really?
It was Governor, it was a famous one.
Was the governor the mayor of New York?
Yeah, I'm sorry, the mayor of New York, of course.
LaGuardia, maybe?
Yes, I think it might have been LaGuardia.
That's a good guess, Jim. Yeah, you might be right.
So it says, which publishers make books like yours? How do these publishers accept book pitches? Do they want to pitch formatted a certain way? Do they only want to hear from agents? Do they publish the kind of book you're writing at all? Follow their instructions precisely. Okay. If you pitch, actually, this page is really good. Does it help if I spotlight myself so that everybody sees the image, and then Jess can Okay, I'm going to spotlight it
Sure.
for everybody, and I'll be sure to turn it off. Okay. So Jeff, this is a real good meaty panel. It's the circular one. That's this one.
Okay.
Can you see it? Whoa. Can you see that?
I think so. Let's see. I'm starting at the top. If you pitch your book to Microcosm, tell us in 5 seconds what benefits your book offers to a reader and how it's unique from other titles. Tell us why you want to publish this book. A list of 3 similar titles we recently published. That's a great idea. The bottom one, it's kind of wordy. Let's see. Outline the book and write 1 to 3 paragraphs describing each chapter. Each should open by stating the main knowledge and something the reader, I don't know if I can read that top and bottom part.
All right, I'm really overwhelmed here. Hang on.
This is a wonderful document. It's like the Rosetta Stone of
Here.
like finding your way with the
You got it a
publisher.
little better. How's that?
That's pretty good.
I can read it if you want.
Yeah, you might have to. I like the bigger one is just harder for some reason. Just slightly soft.
Okay. Tell us why you want to publish this book. You got that right?
Yeah.
Outline the book and write 1 to 3 paragraphs describing each chapter. Each should open by stating the main knowledge and skills the reader will take from that chapter. Okay, yours isn't, we're not all writing how-to books, I guess, but and give us a little color about what sort of research, science, details, and other examples that touch us. Bonus, this exercise also is the first step towards the editorial process. 6, do not send your manuscript. Do not send any other information unless you've recently been featured in national media,
Whoa.
have over 10,000 social media followers, or have unique qualifications to write this book. Whoa. 7, specify if you would like pitch feedback. Whoa. Take your time writing a great pitch.
That's
This is a good one. Can you read this? It's white on black, so you might, or white on blue, so you might not be able to read it. It's white.
Oh yeah, let me see. Why is this trying? Our acquisitions editor screens pitches received daily. 82% of pitches are for books that don't suit our catalog or from authors who don't follow instructions. Womp womp. Another 10% just don't have a big enough audience. For the other 8%, we request to see more.
8%. Wow. We discussed
That's everybody here, obviously. We are the 8%.
We discussed the viability of the pitch with our editorial, marketing, and sales. Oh my God, it's so much longer, but I think that's the media stuff.
That's pretty good.
The editor explains to the author how much work is necessary to develop their idea or manuscript into a microcosm book. If they agree, there's a nice little handshake here. If they agree, we offer a sample publishing agreement to discuss. There they are.
Oh, cool.
This is very gender and racially diverse, but that panel wasn't. Once we have a contract, our marketing team begins development of your book. That's interesting. The marketing team starts as soon as the contract is signed.
Wow.
I think it's this kind of weird nitty gritty stuff that was the purpose of some of this. Also to get people not to send pitches, clearly. Like,
yeah.
We look at other books in print, how they are selling, and how our other titles sell alongside it. We determine size, price, and what it will look and feel like inside and out. This also determines the word count. We'll create a title, subtitle, and cover art that speaks to readers and bookstore buyers while accurately representing the content. The cover artist typically makes about 20 revisions of a design. If you guys are following. The final cover must unmistakably communicate the value proposition of the book in 4 seconds. Sometimes this is quick and easy. Other times it is a long, hard process that comes down to the wire. Whoa. Someone on the editorial team assesses what your manuscript needs and makes a plan for you. Whoa. Look at this crazy panel. I really like this. What does that say, Jess?
This something structure. I don't know.
Can you read this stuff here?
I'm trying.
Yeah, I
This.
know. Well, it says the editor figures out what information is missing, what sequence and structure. I think that's what that's about, is like trying to. Once the structure of the book is finished, a different editor revises sentence by sentence. Whoa. Then when the book is finally written, someone else reviews it. Our team is so small, we have to be scrappy to succeed. That's us too. The book interior designed and any images are placed. We strive to make the book consistent with the original vision and nestle into the rest of the catalog.
Mm.
Based on capacity and equipment, we determine which printer will manufacture the book. Now, I think it's interesting again. They produce a printing quote that is a contract. Then we have to produce the ebook. Oh my God. Since the ebook format is less popular, we pay more per copy for ebooks than for paper books. Pay more to who? What does that mean? I'm not sure. We brainstorm print media, online media, influencers, and podcasts whose audiences would love this book. Advanced reader copies, or ARCs, are shabbily made copies for reviewers. Most publishers print hundreds of thousands, but we stopped doing this in 2015. We spend $3,000 printing ARCs every year and instead give the money to our staff. Oh, we spent it every year, but instead we give it to our staff. It's much cheaper to print finished books early for reviewers and they look nicer. That's interesting. I didn't know that. All right, we're getting down to the wire. We're past halfway. We make a different marketing plan. Here we are for different books. If it's a good fit, we launch a pre-order on Kickstarter. There she is up there, going up the stairs.
Oh, nice.
We distribute metadata with final title, cover art, page count, blah, blah. Wholesalers and key accounts want to know what's going on in that panel anyway. Wholesalers.
That's cool. Wholesalers and something key accountants want to know about books early so they can work them into seasonal plans.
Oh, that's why the Halloween bit.
Oh, I get it.
Trade reps visit the stores. All right, getting towards the end.
Everyone's so well dressed in this comic.
I know, I thought Microcosm was also punk rock and stuff. Gift reps visit gift shops to solicit orders. To reach readers, we bring books to public events.
Nice.
The book goes for sale on our website, link in bio. We unload pallets of books at our warehouse. So here they are coming off the printer.
Wow, this is really how the sausage gets made.
I know. We ship out thousands of copies of books. That's a strange little, like she's all alone at that standing desk. But
she's like Steve Jobs with a cute flower. Like her 333.
Publication day comes and goes, it says.
Oh.
Most
now we're analyzing it as a comic. We're like, that's an interesting image.
Yeah. I think they could have staged that panel a little bit.
Yeah. Where's the imagination?
Most books ideally sell steadily over time. What do you think is coming next?
Yeah.
A few books do really well. Our working lit software predicts when something needs reprinted. Oh, look, that's a typo. When something needs to be reprinted or a new edition. Anyway, that's
nice.
If a book is selling steadily, we print more. There they are in the sort of bowels of the printing machine. All right, last row. But in some cases, the information, sorry, that one. Oh, is out of date and is slowing down. So again, a lot of their books are informational, how to cook like Morrissey or whatever.
Right.
In these cases, we publish a new edition. We overhaul it and publish a new edition.
Wow, that's interesting.
Sometimes, this is a nice way to phrase this, by the way. Sometimes we can't help the book find its audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, instead of like, that's a very positive way to say that. Other book publishers pulp slow selling books or sell them for pennies.
Oh.
Instead, we send them out free for orders or with orders.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. If we
someone else can recycle them.
If we can figure out what wasn't working, we put a new cover and development on it. So, wow, that's interesting. Let's revisit that. It's this one and then this one. And their example clearly is a specific one, but I'm not sure I follow it. It says, if we can
figure out what
went wrong?
What? It's too pixelated, Tom. I'm so sorry.
If we can figure out what wasn't working, we put a new cover and development on it. When we do this, we typically sell more in a few weeks than we did in years. So there's the 2 panels we're looking at.
Oh,
I'm not sure what that example is, 6 days in Cincinnati.
I don't
But
know.
yeah, anyway, and then we're almost at the end. It's all space related here. Publishing is teamwork. Publishers aren't an ATM machine with a distribution apparatus. That's the meat of this whole poster, I think. This is finally they get passive aggressive. Every decision has considerations, costs, and consequences. Consequences, good or bad. Our expertise and experience lead us to beat the odds 95% of the time.
Wow.
In this way, this is the last panel, we made being small into a strength instead of a weakness.
Nice.
So that is the story of Microcosm Publishing and what goes into the book, which really is just saying, please do not send us pitches unless you really, really, really think you're one of the 8%. And then don't treat us like an ATM machine. All right, I'm going to remove myself from Spotlight so you don't stare at me anymore. We lost Jess. What happened to Jess?
I was getting my phone.
Oh, okay. Comments from anybody on that? I'm sorry it was so rough. I really was looking for a PDF of that.
I put a link to Microcosm's website in the chat, and I was looking, maybe they have a PDF, but they do have a pretty good FAQ. It's just as artfully written as that guide.
Like, oh, okay. Okay, cool. Laura. So Laura is tagged to post. Some people are saying something. I like to beat the odds. Signs seem to be pointing to self-publishing for me, says Jim. Really great synopsis, says Jeff. Really sounds like they do right by their backlist, says.
That's true.
Sign. What other comments? Anybody? I don't know. I think the interesting, I don't know, there's a lot there. It's pre-COVID, obviously, when it's like, then we visit the store.
Yes.
There's a lot of talk there has been a lot of talk, and I think it's still true. Amazon's another story and online orders are another story, but there's a lot of talk that your main audience is booksellers. Your main audience is not the people you think will buy the book. Your main audience is the people that will sell the book. And that has been the case for a long time. As publishing is shifting, we become that person to some degree, right? And 2 weeks ago, I made that joke where I said, like, how do you get published? Well, first get famous. And even like this says, get 10,000 followers.
And then call us.
Yeah,
and you're like, if I had 10,000 followers, I wouldn't call you.
Right. Well, that's the funny thing. It's like, you're definitely, what are the pros and cons of, I don't know. You remember, I'm sure maybe you've met her, Kate Beaton, who does Hark a Vagrant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she did really well with a lot of her merchandise and some of her books. And then I remember when John and Quarterly picked her up, they were like, we decided to give a deal to this young upstart named Kate Beaton. But Kate was like selling massive copies with no need for John and Quarterly at all. John and Quarterly helped her get a little more visible in certain markets, but she didn't need them to sell copies, And I don't know. I took a little bit of offense at their messaging. But I think now it's a fine relationship that they have.
I feel like when I talk to students of cartooning, if they're in high school and they're applying to college, especially art school, I'm like, they need you more than you need them. And I think the same is true with publishers to a degree, is like, if you're the secret sauce, they need you. Like, you need to Harry Potter them, make them amazing. Like, you're making them money as much as they're making you money. So it's not just like, oh, please take my manuscript and bestow me with riches. Like, that's part of it.
Well, but then there's the pet project. You can be somebody's pet project, and luckily there's still, near as I can tell, a lot of autonomy in certain publishing houses.
Yeah. So
if you find an editor who just likes your stuff and knows it's not going to sell, like, we know we're going to lose $1,000 or $2 $2,000 on this. I'm going to pick it up anyway because
I love
I love
that.
this person's work. Yeah, those people are out there and those editors are out there. And for the
Yeah.
most part, people in publishing are good people who like reading books and they like selling books. That's what I found. I mean, publishing, you mentioned, Jess, last week that a lot of the Zoom talk was about publishing and that. So that's why I wanted to follow up with this post.
Yeah, thanks.
Going on it. But it's just it's so not one way anymore. It's so not, there's so many ways to do it.